Hey, welcome back. Thank you for finding this. Recipe number 2, episode number 2, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna try to do a flourless chocolate cake today. Full disclosure, I've already made this cake. I made it a couple days ago for a Christmas party that I was going to, and it seemed to turn out pretty good. So I had intended to document myself doing it then, and then just holidays, whatnot, ran out of time. So we're gonna do it tonight. And because tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I'm gonna bring it to my cousins for Christmas Eve dinner. And so let's hope it goes as well as last time. I do wanna say, this wasn't my original intention, was to do this. I really wanted to do a loaf of sourdough bread, and I still wanna do sourdough. A little more intensive time-wise because of the starter and all this stuff. But while I was researching that, I found this, I'm pointing over here to my laptop's over here, but I found this cool guy named BrianLagerstrom. He's just a YouTube cooking guy. He does a lot of recipe making and stuff like that. And just had a really easy to follow directions on his channel for all these different recipes. I'm definitely gonna use his stuff when it comes time to do sourdough. But he had this episode about doing these 3 easy chocolate desserts. And this one seemed like a really fun one to try. Didn't seem too difficult. Like I should be able to do it without screwing it up. And so we gave it a go. And again, I had good results. I actually found out I made a mistake in the first one I made. I did not add salt to it, which turns out that can play with the flavors a little bit. So hopefully this one will be even better. So let me show you the ingredients that we're working with, and then we'll get... Someday I'll learn about lighting and not casting shadows upon the things that I'm filming, but that's not today. So lots of butter, lots of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, salt this time because we don't want to forget the salt, crap ton of sugar, 6 eggs, which I'll be separating later. That's kind of fun, separating the eggs from the yolks because you process the whites differently than you do everything else. This is buttermilk, which is gross, by the way. I've never really dealt with buttermilk before. Ew. Cornstarch and a little bit of espresso. Hopefully that's all in focus. And then, yeah, that's our murderer's row there. And now we're going to make all these things turn into a hopefully delicious flourless chocolate cake. I know, you're like, what's that, Carlo? How do you prep the pan? Good question. Little cooking spray, 9-inch springform pan. We're going to just liberally spray that in there. Probably too much, doesn't matter. As long as it all, oh, and we're spraying my floor too. Anyway, you get the idea. Pan prepped. Now I'm sure some of you will scream about this, but the guy on YouTube did it this cool way where you kind of crack the egg and let it go in there like that, right? Fun, fun, fun. And then you literally just kind of like strain the yolk out with your fingers. It's kind of fun, feels kind of neat. Come on, get in there, the little afterbirth. Come on, get it, go, boop. And then you do that like 6 times. Pretty fun. Okay, things I'm gonna get yelled at for. One was I put eggshells down my sink, right? You're not supposed to do that. It's a rental, whatever. The other thing was, I don't know, there's probably easier ways to do that than what I just did and the way he showed it. But I don't know, it was kind of fun and it feels kind of neat. So I did it that way. That's the way we're gonna leave it. It's fine, it's gonna keep going. Okay, now that our yolks, one casualty, but still fine, are separated from our whites, which are resting in the sink, not in the sink, but in the bowl in the sink, we are going to whisk in what? In yolk bowl, whisk in sugar. All right, so here we go. We're gonna whisk in the sugar. That's fun. And we're gonna whisk in the vanilla. That's gross. And the vanilla. There we go. There we go. What else? Salt. We're not going to forget the salt this time. Boo. Salt's in there. Cornstarch. Boo. But cornstarch does not boo very good. Oh, but guess what? I got a new spatula, so we can get that out of there. Look at this. Oh, spatula. Pop, 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 pop. Cool. We can whisk that in there. Oh shit, that was a little crazy. Okay. Oh, slow down, Dad. Oh, buttermilk. Gross. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. This is so disgusting. Whoever... Ooh, anyway. Buttermilk. and our espresso. But I want to get this a little not doing whatever it's doing here first. So hold on. Espresso. Is that it? Last time I did it at oh, that's why. There's where the color comes from. Okay, cool. So when I did this the other night, I remember it looked a little weird. I also realized I used too much espresso in the last one I made. So to my friends who tried that, if it was a little strong on the espresso, he just said to use 1 pod of espresso from like an espresso pod, but then also gave a gram amount. And so I put the pod into the measuring cup, but then weighed it, and it was a few grams heavy. So, okay, so once this is all done, which will not be on camera, we're gonna set it aside because now we got the real fun things to do. If you're wondering to yourself, like, hey Carlo, when you were setting up that last shot, did you accidentally put the leg of the tripod into the bowl of sugar? Yeah. Okay, so the chocolate, the problem with the chocolate is that it comes in these packages and it's not broken up into perfect squares. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Actually, I can't show you because I'm gonna break it up while it's in here. But this particular chocolate has weird designs on it, so it's not like I can break it into perfect little squares. It's got all these swirlies and stuff. So, is this the best idea? Who knows? But we just kind of... The neighbors really appreciate this part. Let's see what we made. I mean, I've made worse. So now comes the cool part, and I'll show you that in a second here. But yeah, that's actually way better. See, it's got these weird shapes. And oh no, I just realized something. Hold on. So one thing I realized is that I showed you 2 bars of chocolate, but actually 2 bars of chocolate is too much. It takes about 1 2/3 bars of chocolate for this recipe, and I almost put all of it in there. So now I actually have to weigh it out so I make sure I got the right amount. So let's do that. Recipe calls for 330 grams of chocolate, which that has a little bit left over, not as much as I thought. So at least now I know I've got the right amount going in. And now comes the fun part. Oh, come on. Oh, look at that. We're right on the fringe. We're just gonna, here. Does that count? Oh, too much. Hang on. We'll call it good. I'll come down here, Sue. So now the other thing that we get to do, which is super fun, but also time consuming, is on super, super low heat. He said the lowest setting that your oven or that your stovetop can go, which is what I'm on. We're gonna melt our 2 sticks of butter and all of our chocolate together, and we'll make the little chocolatey sauce base for the cake. So, and while that's happening, then I have to do the actual super labor intensive part, which is I'm going to whip the egg whites until they have something called not false bottoms. What's it called? Soft tips? Soft tips? Hard tips? Soft tips. Soft tips. I can't remember. I will get that together. Soft peaks. The word he cannot seem to come up with is soft peaks. Soft peaks. Anyway, the soft ones, not the hard ones. Soft. I can't believe I'm forgetting. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yes, so it's gonna require me to hand mix the eggs for about 8 minutes with a whisk, and that's gonna suck. But that's good for your forearms. So let's go. So yeah, so now for like 8 minutes, this is gonna be a long time. I gotta start whisking the crap out of these. Oh, this is a great shot because you can't see really me, and you can't really see the yolks, and you can't see the chocolate. Good job. Wow, look at me. I'm doing this all kinds of right. So let's do this. Let's do that. Let's move this guy down. Oh, look at that. It's not about me, it's about the food. So I gotta keep this moving. I'm not gonna do this for the whole 8 minutes because I'm gonna have to time lapse the crap out of it, and no one wants that. So we're just gonna, this is why I can't be a drummer, because I can't, this hand is gonna go slow and this hand wants to go fast, so I can get the soft, I can't think of the name, soft something. Gosh dang, I'll get it. You're all screaming at your screen right now. Soft peaks. the word he cannot seem to come up with is soft peaks. Soft peaks. And by you all, I probably mean Maria. And that's fine, because Maria's a really good cook, so she's every right to yell at me. So, all right, this is gonna be a minute. Let's chill out. So we're actually starting to see progress, right? They're starting to getting a little character, right? So what I learned about this is that because there's no gluten in this, and I guess it's like xanthan gum or something like that, is stuff that's usually in some of the recipes, that's what usually gives a cake like its thickness or its structure, if you will. And because there's no gluten in this, it's actually the egg whites and the little air that we're beating into it that's going to create like the whole part of it, according to the guy on the internet, though. So that's not right. Don't yell at me. I'm just I got 4.5 minutes to go and I'm already tired, but it's okay. The workout tomorrow morning is not till 9 a.m. So we're still going. The chocolate mix is all melted down. I'm gonna do this here. There we go. The chocolate mix is all melted down. I had to take it off the heat because they tell you to cool it for a little while, because you don't want to mix. You don't want the chocolate to be hot when you mix it in the egg yolk mixture, because you don't want the egg yolks to start cooking. That's the oven's job, obviously, right? Something else that is really weird to me is that this is baked at 275 degrees. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know you could bake something that cold. I always thought, for the most part, most things are like 315, 325 and up. But then again, all I really baked is chicken and vegetables. So anyway, my soft peaks are starting to be soft peaks. That's pretty cool, right? So yeah, it's coming along. I'm sweating. That's neat. Maybe this double shirt idea wasn't the best at the time, but yeah. So as soon as I'm done with this and this cools a little bit, we'll fold that in. Okay, our soft tips, or whatever it's called, I'm gonna get it wrong. Soft peaks. The word he cannot seem to come up with is soft peaks. Soft peaks. Are soft, we're happy with that. Our chocolate is all nice and mixed in and cooled. So now we're gonna fold this into the yolk mixture and get this next process going. This is awesome. All right, so we're just giving the yolk mix a quick little freshen up here. Don't need that. And then we're gonna fold in. Yup, get rid of that. Then we're gonna fold in. Oh, I gotta do it with the opposite hand. I can't do this is very good. And the chocolate. Ooh, that looks so good. I could just eat this, just so you know. 70% dark chocolate's like my yam. Not yam like sweet potato. I mean, like, anyway, you get the idea. So let's do that. What, Carlo, is that a brand new spatula? Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is. Thanks for asking. Bought it today. Bought it today. And it's silicone, up to 425 degrees. So we're gonna fold this in now. Look at that, just fold it in. Fold it in. Oops, I probably screwed that up. There we go. There we go. We're gonna fold this in. I don't know how much I'm supposed to do. It's pretty cool though. Why did it say fold instead of whisk? I have no idea. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but anyway, it makes cool swirls. So we get that, right? That's pretty fun. Whew, this is like doing those egg whites, man. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they made hand mixers, electric ones. So, okay, we're gonna mix this a little bit here, so. And last time I did this also, I went too hot on the chocolate mix for a while, and cooling it took a while. I had to stick it in the fridge until it like chilled out, but oh, this is good. I'm actually really excited about this. I know sorry about the lighting. I know it sucks. I'm kind of holding out about getting one of those little circle lights that all the influencers have, because then I feel like I've kind of like become one. But this is all, oh, this looks really good. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't remember what to do next, so hold on. I'm going to gently fold the egg whites into the chocolate mixture, ensuring not to deflate the whites. I don't even know what that means. And I made a mistake because I used the bigger bowl. I should be, anyway, I should have done the bowls backwards, but whatever. Here we go. Don't deflate the whites. Don't deflate the whites. That seems like a weird, we're gonna fold these in. Whoa. Gonna fold these in. Look at, I'm not deflating the whites. What are you talking about? Let's go. Oh, my arm's in the way. Sorry, guys. Once they're all in there, I'll move, but I can't. This is weird. It's like putting, I don't know. Anyway, let's put the rest in there. Oh, there's a little, oh, that's not good. That's probably not good. I just should have mixed that a little bit more. Anyway, let's see how this works. There's a little bit of gelatinous egg at the bottom, which is probably not supposed to happen, but you know what? At least I didn't deflate the whites. We all know that's the key. All right, let's just keep going here. Don't deflate the whites. Don't deflate the whites. Okay, stop sniffling. Aren't you guys excited? This is like fascinating TV, or whatever this is. Don't deflate the whites. By the way, if you're watching this and you want to comment and say like, dude, you screwed that up so bad or whatever, please do, because I won't know the difference. And if it turns out anything close to the other one, I'm going to be like, hell yeah, brother. So here we go. I'm going to keep deflating the whites. There's no reason for you to watch this because, yeah. Okay, so we're just about got this all folded in and it's looking, I think, fantastic, especially that shadow. So this is going to be great. So I'm about to drop it in the pan, the springform pan. I'm super excited about that. And we'll get this little ish in the oven. What do you say? Let's do it. We got the pan. We got the mix. We're going to drop it on in. We're going to drop it on in. This is awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, don't spill any, Dad. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's got to be an easier way, but it's hard when I'm trying to keep everything in the shot. I think I'm learning why most people who film these things like go back and like narrate over them later. But I don't care. 50 of you watched the last one, so if I get that much this time, I'll be excited. So there we go. Get a little more out of there. How's it taste? Huh? Oh, coffee. All right, so that's good. Give it a little shimmy shim. Yep, 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 yep. Here we go. Gonna open up the oven. Oh, crap, hold on. For some reason, the guy that does this puts the springform pan on a pan, then puts it in the oven. So that's what we're doing. There she goes. One of the things I find as I make these videos is I go, what could possibly people be yelling at me for that I don't know that I'm doing? And so when I put the cake in the oven, I realized like, oh, I put it on the top rack. Should it go on the top rack? I don't know. So I just Googled it, and Google recommends that for most baking, you put it on the middle rack. So what you didn't see was me move it to the middle rack. So if you're about to yell at me for the top rack thing, take that. Now, if the middle rack was a mistake, well, I'm just toast. Oh, it's a good time. Here we go. Okay, okay. Oh, look at that. There we go. There she is. Oh, a little bit tall. That happened last time too, where it got a little pumped up on one side. But otherwise, that looks like it's gonna be okay. She feels pretty set. They say to give it at least an hour to cool, but preferably 2. We're gonna give it a lot more because we don't have to serve this until tomorrow. But once it cools, we're gonna do a little dusting of cocoa powder, and then it'll be good to go. Fantastic. Okay, welcome back. We are all cooled. It's the next day. So I've got the cake here. We've taken it out of the pan. We've got it on its little dish. And the only thing left to do is to just sprinkle a little cocoa powder on top. That's probably a little too much. That's okay. They said you want to see the cake through it. You don't want too much because it's kind of bitter. So I could have done that last night, but the guy actually recommends doing it closer to the time you're going to serve it because the cocoa powder can actually draw some of the moisture out of the cake. You don't want your cake to dry out. So I can't show you some cool reaction where like I eat it and go like, oh my God, this is the best cake I ever had. Because, well, it's not for me. This one's for my family later on today. So, but I have had it and it is good. But we'll see how the salt shakes out. And what else? Yeah, and I'll see how the family likes it. Maybe I'll shoot some reactions to them eating it. Put them on the spot. Be like, do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like it? Do you not? No big deal. I'm gonna go home and cry. But yeah, thanks for coming along.